Hello friends, hope you are well. Welcome to Finance and Investing Tidbits playlist of our FIN-TRAINICA channel. Thank you for all your patronage and for having liked and shared those videos. This video is on the theme of overheads. More importantly, of course, I'll explain that concept, but more importantly, the distortions that are caused if it is not properly accounted for. Welcome to the video. One of the, if not the most primary objective of cost and management accounting function is to arrive at the cost of a product or service accurately so that the business management is able to take a decision in terms of pricing, profitability, margin, and so on. Cost is usually classified into three buckets: materials, human effort, that is labor, and other resources. These costs can again be broadly divided into two categories: direct to a product and indirect to a product. Thus, based on the classification of material, labor, expenses or other resources on one hand, and direct and indirect, we can actually have six buckets: direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, and indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expenses. Direct cost to a product include the material that has gone into it, both raw and packaging material, the human effort that is directly involved in creating it, we can call it as labor, and other expenses such as energy, which can have a direct consumption relationship with a product. This relationship can be established with a product very easily. Thus, arriving at their cost per product is not difficult at all. There are other set of costs which can't be traced to a product very easily. They are called as indirect costs because of their nature that they can't be traced to a product very easily. Examples of the indirect costs include the depreciation on the machinery and equipment, procurement related costs. I'm not talking about the raw material costs, but the effort which is put on the procurement process itself, quality assurance, production supervision, security and canteen, repairs and maintenance. They cannot be directly attributed to a specific product. These indirect costs collectively are called as overheads, and over a period of time, overheads as a proportion of total costs has grown significantly. In the days when material cost was the most dominant cost, labor was another dominant cost, and overheads were distant third, it did not so much matter or create a distortion. But when overheads themselves are becoming a more dominant part of the cost, accounting for them accurately has become absolutely critical issue. Otherwise, it can cause a lot of distortion. Companies that have implemented activity-based costing, again, implementation of activity-based costing is not easy. It's a very rigorous and time-consuming process. But those companies that have done that have noticed that their traditional overhead costing system used to load more overheads on their bread and butter high volume products, which commanded a lesser price in the marketplace and which obviously had more intense competition. And on the other hand, less overheads were charged on exclusive low volume products. Though reality, it should actually happen, or in reality, it should actually happen in an opposite way, because the high volume, simple, standard products really don't require a lot of management attention. But exclusive low volume products actually consume a lot more management time. But because the overheads are spread on standard basis, the most common being production hours or the quantity produced, it masks the complexity of the processes involved, and naturally less overheads get charged than really what these low volume products deserve, exclusive low volume products deserve. And on the other hand, the high volume, low price, run of the mill standard products get overloaded with overheads. As a result, companies erroneously land up in charging more for a simpler high volume product, low price product, and naturally they charge a higher price in the marketplace and they lose market share in the process. and they charge much less overheads than they could or should on premium products, losing an opportunity to make profits because the product is undercosted, and naturally, because it doesn't have too many benchmarks in the marketplace, you may charge a lower price than what actually the potential is. So this distortion is something that every company must be aware of, and even if a company does not implement an elaborate activity-based costing, it is worthwhile checking possibility of that error happening if in the marketplace the company is losing market share on its large volume products. That's an indication that somebody else is eating away their market because of wrong costing and wrong pricing. And where they have an opportunity to price more, they're losing that opportunity. So once that distortion is corrected, the price of the high volume, low price product can be dropped to garner larger market share, and the price of that low volume exclusive product should be raised to improve the profitability. Thank you very much for watching the video, and do share it with others so that they also benefit. Thank you so much.